Setting up Authority Indexer really involves just two quick settings. We'll walk through this right now. The first thing you'll need to make use of Authority Indexer is a group of proxies. We use dedicated proxies. The better the proxies, the more reliable and predictable the results. First, on dedicated proxies and semi-dedicated proxies, you'll have an IP, a port, a username, and a password configured just like you see here. You'll need to make use of the username and password if your proxies are not bound to your particular computer or VPS. If they are bound, and you can learn more about that where you purchase proxies, then all you'll need is an IP and a port. Second thing you'll need is a 2CAPTCHA API key. You can purchase and fund that at 2CAPTCHA.com. The API key looks like that. Okay, let's set up and use Authority Indexer. Process is almost embarrassingly simple. First thing we need is a proxy list. So we'll grab our proxies here. And simply paste. You'll need to use your keys, Control-C, Control-V, etc. Second thing in settings is the 2CAPTCHA key. Can't get simpler. Pop that in place. Now the number of threads and the number of URLs per session will depend on the type of VPS, if you're using a VPS, or the type of computer that you're using. If you have a fairly robust VPS, this particular one has 6 gigs of memory, can handle 10 threads. You want to play with this number, and let me show you what that means. This is just a quick example. So first of all, if you have 60 proxies, and you're going to break that into 10 threads. What that means is you'll be using 10 groups of proxies consisting of 6 each. And it looks like this. So in the group of 6 proxies, one of them is submitting 2 URLs for indexing because we set that number here. It then waits 3 seconds, jumps to the next proxy, submits 2 URLs, and so on. This is really pretty simple because what you're seeing right here, this action, is taking place 10 times simultaneously. You can adjust the speed, which would change the stress on your VPS by increasing the number of threads. You can decrease the speed by decreasing, and the stress on your VPS by decreasing the number of threads. If you have fewer proxies, you may want to limit that to 1 URL per session instead of 2. Again, you'll need to play with these settings. I strongly suggest you work on the conservative side, starting with 3, 4, 5 threads at a time until you find a perfect combination for your VPS. All right, now let's take a look at running a group of URLs in Authority Indexer. We've already got our proxies in place, so now we're going to grab a number of URLs. And let's drop those in. It shows you how simple it is to start the process. We put them in place. We've got 10 threads running, 2 each, with a pause of 3 seconds. We've got our proxies in place, we've got our URLs in place. We simply hit start. And as you can see, it starts the process. What you'll see happening here is, here are the proxies. What you'll see is here we have the first group that are indexing, and you can see them indexing as we're watching. Now you'll see there's 10 here. We asked for 10 threads. They're indexing number 1, and then they're going to move and index number 2, and then they'll move on to the next 10 proxies. Pretty simple.